Hello, and welcome to the F the Glitter podcast, the podcast that is centered around highlighting women of color in the world of graphic design, brand design, marketing strategy, and marketing design, brand strategy. I am your host, Ashley of A. Louise Creative, and today I have the honor of having Miss Chandra Gore as a guest with us. Is it Chandra or Chandra?
It is Chandra. You got it on the first try.
Chandra. Chandra owns Chandra Gore Consulting, a public relations, business development, and marketing consulting firm located in Stafford, Virginia. So she's in the DMV. Chandra, tell us about yourself and how awesome you are. Mostly about the business, but tell us about how great you are.
I got you. Well, thank you so much for that intro. My name is Chandra Gore. I'm a business consultant. I help business owners create their foundations for success. By that, I mean, I take them to platform and look at where they have deficiencies, and then I solve those problems that they've had to get to the next level. A lot of people go through this. They start a business and they think that's all it takes. I started a business, I made some sales, I got some clients, but then it hits a plateau. It's like there's no growth. So sometimes they need to I re-energize them and get them where they need to go. And sometimes I take them all the way back to platform, because every now and then, like even with a computer, you have to take it back to platform and rebuild it so it can be even better. So I do that with businesses. I'm also a public relations firm where I take sometimes those businesses that I have rebuilt and restructured, I actually put them in to reach more clients, more customers, more to be a better provider so I get the media outlet placements, radio, print, podcasts, different things of that nature so that they can reach a better, bigger audience. I'm also a producer of of comedic events. So that's another thing that I do. I love comedy. Comedy is a passion of mine. I'm also a community connector, community activist. I work inside my community to make sure they know about the voting rights. They know about different programs that can help them. I'm bipartisan when I'm out talking about different things that go on within our county, because there's a lot of different things that affect us. And then I'm also a festival founder of the Greater Northern Virginia Comedy and Film Festival, GNOVA Comedy Fest. And we had our inaugural year. Last year we were going to have an awesome event this year, but COVID-19 said, nah, slow down. Yeah, but it actually put me in a great situation because I actually cultured a partnership with my county to actually help make it greater than it was. So I'm happy about this time because I can actually plan more and do more for the comedians that I would like to work with on the festival. And that's pretty much about it. Oh, wow. I've been in business for a while.
Like how long is a while?
My first business, I had a catering and dessert company at 18. And so I closed that after about 8 years. And my consulting company started unofficially in 2012 because I help people register their business and stuff like that. But officially started in 2015. So I've been in business the majority of my adult life. Yeah, so it's in my blood to be an entrepreneur.
Gotcha. So you do a lot of things. Like you're one of those people. You do all the things. Like all the things.
Yes.
Somebody has a question. That just ask Chandra. She knows. Just go ask her.
Much,
yeah. Yep. So when did you know?
ADHD.
So when did you know that you wanted to be in marketing and brand consulting? Like when did you know that you wanted to be in PR, specifically comedy? Like how did you know that was your niche?
I actually was doing comedy low key for a while before I even knew I was doing it. So I fell in love with comedy when I used to listen to Red Fox and Richard Pryor albums.
Classic.
Yeah, like my father was my motivation and the person who taught me that you don't have to get a regular job to make money. You don't have to follow the status quo to be successful. And he was a serial entrepreneur. So I fed off of that because he made his own schedule. He made me realize that you can be great in so many different spaces and not just one, So that's the thing that I got from him. And so that's what inspired me to be able to look at things through a different glass.
Okay.
Especially with marketing. Marketing is something where you can see deficiencies in someone's marketing plan because it'll stop at one point and you can tell
Mm-hmm.
try to pick it up and they're like that wasn't
That don't
seamless
match.
now. And so you get to it don't match, not at all. And so I ended up learning the nuances of marketing in my career. Like I had a full career along with having multiple businesses. So I went through the process of opening up different businesses for other people
Mm-hmm.
at a in a employment state. I was employed by them, but they ended up mentoring me and teaching me the ins and outs of persuasive writing, the ins and outs of this is what it looks like, because you have whatever you finding the ideal client or ideal audience, because they taught me what to look for and what to and how to package it correctly. And that's what marketing is, packaging it so that the person you want to see it will see
Yeah.
it and notice it. So I was able to mentor, and it's so like I know I may sound crazy, but it's so many different things that came about with my mentorship and my career that
Mm-hmm.
if I put it all on a big puzzle piece, you
Mm-hmm.
will see exactly where. Because I went from working at a dating service and
Mm-hmm.
learning the back end of that and how we marketed to people who didn't know they needed a dating service, which is something that you never thought or heard of, that was needed,
Right.
to going into DOD and using those same skills to have people tell you about their background without really telling
Telling
you,
you.
without really
Mm-hmm.
asking them, So, and then from there, like selling, putting together educational plans and training materials and actually selling to different agencies and
Mm-hmm.
letting them know the deficiencies that they had, that they could teach their students, teach their
Mm-hmm.
employees what they need to learn. It's like, and then also going into, I ended up learning different languages so that I can advance in my career, so that I could service those little niches that weren't being serviced. It's so, the puzzle piece is crazy. So this is where I got to the point where I was tired and I was like, you know what? I'm just
Just
gonna
do
go. Yeah, I just went ahead and was like, um, let me just do this for myself.
it.
So it's like, because
You got the knowledge.
it's and that's the crazy part. I didn't go to college until I had a full career. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had a full career where somebody was like, "Oh, you have to have a master's degree to be in this position." I said, "Oh, I
What?
don't have one. I don't have it, but I'm here. Like I'm at the table talking to you. You're reporting to me.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. I can't help that my brain works a little bit differently. So yeah, like my path has been, yeah, it's
But,
crazy.
but that's a great thing though, because a lot of people they learn the book and then they get the field experience and learn that the book has nothing to do with the field
Yeah.
experience. So and you actually went backwards.
Mm-mm.
So that kind of means that you
Yeah.
had to unlearn what you learned in order to pass and then
I gave my professors hell. Because I'm just being honest with you. I gave my professors hell because of the fact that they would try to give a scenario. I'm like,
that's not in the real life.
that is, and it's like it's hard. I was like, and they looked at me. One professor was like, "I know Chandra, but this is the curriculum." I said, "I'm gonna give you what I know, and we gon' I had no problem acclimating to what their syllabus was. I didn't have, but it was like it. I had to say something because it was like, "Are
Right.
you not? Are you gonna say something in class today?" Yep.
I sure am. I sure am. Yes. Yes.
That was the longest year and a half of my life, but I did graduate with 2 degrees. But I actually, I was like, mm-mm. But it was fun.
Well, that's good. So, of all the things that you've worked on and who you've worked with, what has been like your favorite projects? Like, which ones? I know you said that like comedy is like where your heart is, but then you also said community activism. So, like, what projects like really get you like, we about to do this right now? Yes, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I would say my voter registration drives. Um, those get me excited because every single time I get to meet someone who's clueless about the voting process and how government works.
Really?
And I get to, girl, one person actually said to me, and I felt sorry, but I also felt a great sense of responsibility because they were like, well, if I vote, they're going to take away my social services. If I don't vote right, they're going to take away how I feed my family. And I said, sweetheart, wait
They
a
say
minute, false
Russian?
flag on the plate. Thank you. And I said, your voice does matter. I said, because your children go to this school. And if this person is your county supervisor, then this is how they think. So you have to vote. And they were like, so you mean to tell me that I could have been voting all this time and it wouldn't? I said, yes.
You should have been voting.
Yes. And that's what
Wow.
I'm saying. And to get to that point where you still encounter people who don't understand the civic, they don't understand the process of how the community works.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to help them to tell someone, and they ended up telling. So I work the whole hotel, so I'm at the voting site, and I canvass where I live, and lo and behold, here they come with a whole group of people. So if you ever like that feeling for me was like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do
Right.
because they didn't just come by themselves. They brought their
They brought
crew. Their
everybody.
crew brought their crew. It was
Mm-hmm.
a great feeling. So I feel like that's my greatest project. No matter like I've secured some major placements for my clients, but that to me is way more important than all of that because that person got their voice heard. So that's all I needed right there. That was perfect for me.
That's what's up. So with that, let's follow on into the next part. So like, how do you feel about? I mean, that just kind of just slides right on in. So like, how do you feel about the representation of women of color, Black women, Hispanic women, Asian women, in the marketing industry and
Mm.
branding in our space where we're behind the scenes, but we make the scenes happen. You know what I mean? Like the
What
scenes don't exist without us.
it sometimes it bothers me because of even though we're behind the scenes and we're such a small amount of people, the infighting and the negative part, the toxic part, is stunting the growth that we could have. We could be so much better, so much bigger if we came together as a community, as a collective. If
Mm-hmm.
we would just realize that my sister is not my competition, my sister is my community. Like I can lean on them just like they can lean on me. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's one of the things that I find that could be different and better if we would just come together and work together because we're a force. Like people copy all the time. It's like they imitate and they want to be us so bad that
Mm-hmm.
they steal. And then it's like we don't understand the power that we have within ourselves. Like if we all stood up, girl, look at so many designs that I've seen copied from women of color that
Mm-hmm.
are mainstream. Like that is not even theirs. And it's like, what
What can
we
we do?
set the trend. We got to understand. We set the mark. We set the trend. We set the the tone. They just fall in line. If we understood that power, and it's not about being better. It's about knowing what we bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
We would be so. Oh my gosh, girl! As a girl, I just if I said I've always said that if we knew the power that we have,
Mm-hmm.
this whole creative space that we we commandeer would be so much bigger, so much greater,
I agree.
until until we realize that
We're just gonna
it's
be.
not. Yep, it's gonna be like
I just hope we don't get stuck. You know, like we're kind of here and we're like, oh, just a little bit. I just hope we don't get stuck here. You know what I mean?
if
Like,
we linked arms, and
mm-hmm.
actually went side by side, it would go poof. You know what I'm saying? And it
Mm-hmm.
would be like a ripple effect. Like people, like how when people fall out when Beyonce come out and do something.
Mm-hmm. It'd be
Think
like that.
about there'll be a million Beyonces, and they had nothing to say to me. I'm just saying, like, think about, like, I just want people to picture that.
Right.
If you have a million Beyonces and all those people that fall out when she does that, girl,
Mm-hmm.
please. Wouldn't be no stopping none of us.
Off the chain. It
We'll
would.
get to that point one day. I hope. I pray. I don't know.
We will.
Mhm.
Hopefully soon, but we will. So since we've been on punishment, how's business been?
It's been great. Like, let me tell you something about this punishment. Wait a minute. I was on self quarantine because I don't like people for real. I am the most introverted. I'm an introvert extrovert. Like, I'm the most likable introvert ever. Like, people think, oh, you're so Let me tell you something. I only socialize when it's necessary. I go to events, I make my rounds, I take my pictures. I was there. I leave, I tag myself in being there, and I go home. That is how bad it is for me. Like, this has been so great
Really?
because I was already on quarantine, so this is nothing for me. Like, this is nothing because I didn't like being around people anyway. So it's like, I don't have to go. Perfect.
Right.
I can attend this event from my house.
Great. Fantastic.
Again, at
You don't
the
have to
end of
get
this Zoom
dressed.
call, from the waist up, I'm good. Like, I'm
Right.
good. I don't wear my little sweatpants. I'm good. I ain't no time for this.
Yeah, I was
But
telling somebody the other day, they're like, well, how are you guys doing? And I was like, this is our normal everyday. Nothing really changed for us except we can't go
this,
to the arts and crafts store like we want to. Like
but they deliver. They deliver. You can go pick curbside pick up. I just listen. I've been in this realm of okay, cool. Like,
hmm
I'm fine because it's like I realized that since we've been quarantined, a lot of people their energies have been reset, because
hmm
once you're around a whole bunch of people all the time, you end up soaking in the negative, you end up soaking in the chaotic, you end up soaking
hmm
in their what they deem as happiness. So I think this time was a time for people to finally discover what really
themselves.
makes them happy. Like for me, I started writing, I started creating more because I had the time, I wasn't sitting in traffic. So
hmm
it's a great situation, this punishment. I hope it lasts a little bit longer. Because a lot of people get their mind right. I'm just happy at the growth that I'm seeing in other business owners. Like I've actually had clients who have did a total 180 and they understood exactly what I was telling them
hmm
and they're finally doing. I'm like,
And finally
I wasn't
click.
gonna tell you, but I'm glad you finally did it. Because
Right.
after I break up with a client and our relationship ends,
I like how you
I
said
yes, because you
it.
got to.
After we broke up.
After we broke up, they were doing great after our breakup. Like it was a great situation, but I feel that they come back and they're like, during this time, everything that you outlined for me made sense. And that to me, that's what I'm supposed to do.
hmm
That's exactly what it is supposed to be. And I'm happy about that because if it wasn't for this time, a lot of people would have not done what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. It gave them an
Yeah.
opportunity to sit down.
Yes. That's what
Just
punishment does.
yeah. So so when you decided to step out and actually do it for yourself, to actually like to full time do your
Ooh,
business
girl.
for yourself, what would you say was the most important step that you took?
When I got up from my desk and got on the elevator and left. I mean, no,
There
let
goes
me
the
tell
comedy.
no, like that was the most important step. I listen. Let me tell you. So, God is a funny thing. God has a way of kind of making your path a little bit easier. But if you don't listen,
hmm
it makes it harder.
hmm
So I was working. I was a corporate event planner. I just got to tell you the whole, so you understand where I'm coming from.
hmm
I was a corporate event planner for the largest nonprofit in the country, right?
Okay.
And my boss quit. Now I had already known my boss was giving me a hard time to the point where we were on different. She made my life a living hell, but I never let it stop me because I still did her job and my job, and I did it well. I didn't
hmm
have to go find different things. Like she collected a whole binder on me, and when she left, they finally realized that what was she put in there, they tossed it in the trash. It was that bad.
Wow.
So me and her were the only two people in this department, mind you. So how you gonna set the person that keeps your department going up.
Right.
That's okay. So the first time it happened, God was like, hey, here's a great opportunity. I got offered a position with a new company that paid triple what but I was like, no, my loyalty is here. You see the dumbness. I'm going to see the stupidity
Right.
real quick. So then I had a breakdown at work because she had did something so mean to where it was like, you know what? I had a little breakdown at work and I went into the HR and I cried, and the person in HR actually prayed with me, right? And then she was like, why are you doing to yourself? I said, because I don't want her to win. That was my biggest thing. I don't want her to win because she's not going to get over me. I ain't going to let nobody stop me, right?
Right.
So lo and behold, once we got to a new building, a new position, everybody saw the truth on how she treated me, how she talked to me, how she did, did everything. And she couldn't stay there anymore, so she quit. Right before we had a, a convention in another city. Like I actually planned the whole thing, and it everybody was like, "Yo, you did an amazing job!" Like everybody was so surprised, like you were the person behind this the whole time.
Right.
And I was like, I've been trying to tell y'all for 3 years, hello, but
Right.
they could felt so bad, and so when they restructured, but I knew my position was going away, and I was fine with it. So I was lo and behold preparing
You're
the
getting your
people
exit
that were taking
strategy.
it. Yeah, I already had plans. Like all my overtime went to a different account, so I was fine. The day that they called me, like we had went to lunch the day before, and I told my superior, I said, listen, the way that things are going, I said, if y'all are planning on getting rid of me, call me so I don't leave my house because I have a 2-hour drive in traffic to come here. So let me save my gas so I can look for another job. I
Right.
said, but not really not look for a job. Y'all know what I do outside of here. And I laughed because it's like, y'all already know, because I see them. They accidentally like one of my posts. Like, come on, Slim, like, don't do
Right.
that.
I know it's you. Right.
So they called me, and they called me the next week, right, in the HR. I said, oh, it's time, right? So I go in, and at first they're like, well, we didn't want to say anything, but he said, when you said that to me at lunch, he's like, did you already know? I said, I knew. You could have told me then. I would have still been me. I still would have came to work and did what I need to do. I got the largest severance package
Really?
ever. Girl, when I tell you I packed my stuff up, I already packed my stuff up, mind you, like months before that. When I tell you, I cried at first, but then I started laughing. And so I said, can y'all go on Amazon and get my books though? Like, and so they was like, what do you want to do? I said, I'm going home.
Right.
Y'all have a great day. They were like, well, you don't have to come. I know I ain't got to come back in here no more.
Right.
That's not, y'all don't have to tell me that. But I said, thank you. I said, because this was the kick in the butt that I needed, because God been telling me
Oh.
for years to go on about my business, because this is not me. This is not my ministry here.
Mm-hmm.
So needless to say, that was the end. Like my last day was April Fool's Day last year, yo.
That's perfect.
Girl, I was like, that's what made me so. I was laughing because they were like, "Well, can you come back in and sign up separate?" I said, "Let me go ahead and
Let
sign
me
that.
do
What
it
date you want me to
now.
put on?" I said, "You
Right.
want me whatever date needs to be, I will put on
Right.
there."
I'm not
And they,
driving back.
oh, but I did go back though because I went up in there because I had a appearance at a news station that was near there, so I was already decked out, dressed up. They hadn't seen me like that.
Uh-huh.
I came in, hey everybody, it's like. I said, yes, y'all saw me on the yeah, hey. So I was okay because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. And the people who they couldn't understand why I was so happy. Like y'all, I
You
should have
set me
been like
free.
y'all.
Y'all set
I,
me free.
to this day though, I keep in contact with them. Some of them are my clients. Some of the employees are my clients.
That's the best transition.
Hello.
That's the best
And they
transition.
so need I tell that story to anybody to say like you gotta listen to where you are supposed to be, because if you don't trust your gut and go with what your instincts are telling you, you are going to have. I almost lost my edges, girl.
Oh,
No, you wasn't gonna
no.
get my edges. That's when
No.
you know it was time to walk away. So yeah, I almost lost them. They luxurious now though, but I'm just saying, like, it was between them and my edges, and I chose my edges. So there it is. Like I'm happy to be a full-time entrepreneur. I'm happy to wake up and not, be worked up and my anxiety and having a
Mm-hmm.
panic attack on the highway. Like, I don't do that no more. I walk across the room and sit at my desk and get to creating. I love it.
And that's awesome. Like we could kind of end it right there because that's just right there. That's it. So for someone who is looking to get into PR, someone who's looking to get into PR, what's some advice that you would give them, like to get in that right zone? Because I know PR is a lot of it's literally it's public relations. Like you got to make relationships.
You
So like,
gotta
how would you kind of guide them into fostering that kind of a?
first first understand what public relations is. There's so many levels to it. There's crisis management. There's community communication. There's corporate communication. There's so many different realms. There's digital. There's so many different realms of public relations. Figure out exactly what portion that you want to specialize in. That
Mm-hmm.
would be the first thing, because all like you doing entertainment public relations is so different because you got to speak to a different audience. So
Mm-hmm.
figure out what subsect you want to go in, and then ask yourself what what can I bring to the table? Like, what am I good at? Am I good at, you know, how can I excel in this portion? Like, what do I do well? Do I write?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easy for me to do media kits, infographics, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I great at pulling the data that needs to be there? Like, those are things I would ask myself beforehand, because I kind of I accidentally stumbled upon public relations. I didn't even realize I did strategic communications until I was like, wait a minute, that's it
I'm
right there.
pretty
I had
good
to
at
look
that.
it up real quick. Yeah, it was like pretty good. Yeah, because for a while I did. When you're doing bids and stuff, you're actually doing a press release for your
Pitching.
business. It's just you're essentially pitching yourself for a project.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could do that in 380 something pages, I could do it on one page, because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is a. You ever write something like, I'm regurgitating the same information just two different ways, or this way I'm focusing on the price point, I'm focusing on the work point, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
focusing on it's like, so I was like condensing all of that. So I realized, yeah, that's where it needs to be. And so if anyone's looking to get into public relations, look at what your strong point is, because sometimes you might just be a great planner, a strategic planner, when it comes to who to contact, when to contact, and how to contact them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could hone who your client base who you really want to deal with, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to deal with nobody that clearly, you'll be surprised at people that are out here who think they need public relations. They did lobotomy. That's what they need, but that's just besides the point. I said it on record. I did. I
It's
said it.
it's recorded, y'all. It's there. So, what would you say helped you the most in honing in on your niche?
Failure.
Okay.
Failure has been the greatest teacher I've ever had in life. Um, every client is not for you, and I learned that the hard way,
Mm-hmm.
because some people are just difficult for no reason because they don't know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not them as a, okay, sometimes it's them as a person. I ain't gonna take that out of it. But sometimes it's to the point where I learned through failure how to ask the questions to get what I needed to do, what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so failing at asking those questions has helped me so much. I will say this, and I tell you anytime, when a client feel like they firing you because you didn't get it right, I was like, you right, all of that. 2 + 2 = 5. You right. You absolutely correct. Your invoices still due though,
Right.
but we just not gonna be together. This is not gonna work. But you sign a contract, pay my money, and go on about your business. Hopefully, it'll work out with the next 12 people you try to fleece. But that's just me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so I ended up making improvements um, to hone in on what I could do better by failing. Like, even when I had my email system, where you send out emails for 4 days. That's crucial for a publicist.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a backup to a backup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially what it was for me, and I appreciate that part.
Okay. So, how would you
So
describe your style?
mm, which style? The
Well,
way
let's
I
see.
dress or my work style?
Let's say your work style. Let's start there, and then we'll get to your personal style at the fun part. Let's talk about your work style.
Okay, that works for me. I don't got no personal style, but my work style is I'm very, very rigid. Not rigid. I'm strong in the point where I want things, and I'm like very military style. Like you need this by this time.
You're going
There's
out.
no gray. Very my style is very. Huh?
I said you were going in
Am
and
I
out.
back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back now.
Oh, okay. My style is very planned out, organized, structured. You would not know that because I joke a lot, but I try to ease my aggressiveness or assertiveness. That's a
There we
better
go.
word than
Assertive.
aggressiveness.
Yes.
Assertiveness. I try to ease that with laughter because some people can't take me because I'm straight to the point and blunt a lot, and I feel like pussyfooting and playing around. You don't get straight to the point, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
very direct, and I'm just very blunt, and I don't find the time to be. Um, I don't have time to be soft. I have to get you to right to so you can see exactly what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, my style is very rigid and direct.
So when someone meets you, like what would they expect? Like I know that you said you're very blunt, very straightforward, and just from our conversation
People
out,
don't.
like we hit it off almost immediately. So like when they first meet you, or if they were looking for you, like what are some things that they could expect when they call Chandra?
I mean, at first you go, it's like what is some sweet savage is exactly what
Okay.
people kind of say, like because they see me laughing all the time, but then when I get serious, like wait, whoa, where did that come from? Because I can eviscerate somebody with words and have no problem. Like, look, let me go ahead and tell you what you're not gonna do with me. I'm a smile and be nice, but this is where I draw the line, and I think that a lot of people respect that, and they that's what they're gonna get. They're gonna get a little bit. They're gonna get me all the time. I'm like this all the time. Like I don't put on a corporate voice, or I don't wear the panda suit. I don't do that. Like
Right.
I'm good. But when they reach out to me, they get that blunt,
Okay.
exactly what it's gonna be. And if the service, if we don't mesh, like I tell people all the time, when you do a consultation with me, I'm gonna find out exactly if we even mesh at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I could be a little bit too direct for some people and they want to be kind of eased into stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna waste billable hours me easing you into something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna feel comfortable taking your money because you need an extra 30 minutes for me to ease you into something when that 30 minutes could have been spent doing something that could better your business.
Right.
And so that's where what you're gonna get from me. You're gonna get your money's worth.
Okay. Well,
It
there
may
we
not be the way that you want it to be,
go.
delivered to you, but you're gonna get your
But you go
money's
get
worth.
it.
I'm just saying.
You're going
Right.
to
And
get
you're gonna
it.
be happy. Then you're gonna be happy. And he ain't gonna ask me no more questions.
So for someone who's looking for your service, for someone who's looking for a professional that offers your particular service, what advice would you give them when they're vetting a professional?
Ask all the questions you would not think to ask. I know you have a set of questions, but think of something that you would never ask. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if the power goes, like ask something random and see how they take it, because that'll tell you where their mind is. Because
Okay.
it'll if they're robotic, it'll mess up their motherboard and be like, wait, I can't get throw a random question in there. I'm telling you, that's how you find out where their mindset is. Because some people just want to be in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
And some people want to be in it to solve the problems or to help you to get your business where it needs to go. Throw
Mm-hmm.
them random questions that don't even make no sense to you, but ask questions that you would not normally ask, because everybody can regurgitate, because they've worked with a lot of people. They can anticipate what questions you're going to ask. Throw something in it that don't even make it. If your child gets sick, can you answer your phone if I text you at 3:01 in the morning? Like, ask that kind of stuff. Be
Right.
real, be honest, and have, because you want to get the real them, because they're going to be handling your business.
Right.
I'm just, you might get cussed out, but hey, at least you'll know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's all
I
I'm.
I like that because I asked a question the other day and they gave me a very pageant very pageant answer. And I was like, what?
I'm here for the scholarship and I'm going to get, no, thank you and good day.
What? They were like, well, we could do both ways. We can go over here or we could go over here. It's totally fine. I was like, what? No. I need an answer.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked.
And they did like this.
The circuits was like about the shot of smoke poof at the top of the head. You already knew what it was. You didn't know, like, wait a minute. Who sent you to ask me this?
Right. I had somebody ask me a question. They were like, are you the owner of such and such? And they said, are you the owner of A. Louise Creative? And I was like, I might be. What do you need? And they were like, well, are you the owner? And I was like, well, what exactly are you looking for? I might not be. I might just be the representative. What do you need? And like they never answered the question. So like I went around asking other folks around them that like were supposedly friends. I was like, do you know this person? I said, what they want? Because nobody asked that kind of question.
Them?
Right. Nobody asked that kind of question.
Am I the owner? Do I owe you money?
Right.
I punched you in the face a long time ago. What do you did we meet on the playground? Like what's going on? What did you need? What did you need?
Why do you need the owner? Like what's going on?
There you go.
What's up?
Did you got a check for me? If you got a check for me, then I'm the owner.
Right. You could deposit it at no.
There you go.
So what I love about this is I want the listeners to get to know you. And I feel like we've got a really good flavor of who you are. Because I want this to be a resource or a source rather for not only us to get our lights shining bright, but also for people to find vetted professionals for them for whatever their needs are. If they need PR, if they need graphic design, they need web design, they need branding strategy, like they can find, hey, I love that episode that had Chandra on it and I need to contact her. So I want to get I want them to kind of know who you are so that when they talk to you, they have that connection already. So of all the places that you traveled, what was your favorite?
Aspen.
Okay.
It's, you go through like 4 different seasons in one space. Like you got snow, then you come out and it's hot and it's green and it's spring. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I got here on Tuesday. It was snowing and it's sun shining on Thursday. Wait a minute. It's the best of every. It's beautiful. It's a great space. There's so many. It's so small to the point where it's. You will never see everything at one time, but it's that small where you can look out your hotel room window and see everything, but you never get to see everything in one trip.
Okay.
Like, it's so beautiful, peaceful there. There's a lot of things that are legal there, that, with the elevation.
Colorado.
Yes, it's very beautiful. I still look at the plants, the greenery, the animals that are there. It's not what everybody thinks it's a luxury place. It is a peaceful, beautiful little oasis in the middle of a mountain. Like you can see the mountains around you, but it's like an oasis. And when you go on the top of the mountain, there's snow and everything, but there's a restaurant event space on the top of a mountain. They have to go up the little lift to go all the way up to the top, and you feel like it actually feels like you're on the edge of the earth. And just looking out, it was just so beautiful, so peaceful. And it doesn't have a beach. I'm from the water, so I love the beaches. But if that was a place that I could be for a long period of time, it would be there.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
So if you was on Punishment in Aspen, it'd be even better than how it's been just.
Because I would be okay looking out the window at like each side, like my hotel room. When I was there, I could see mountains and I could see beautiful green, beautiful flowers. Like, girl, I'm fine with this. Yeah, I could be fine there.
We even have to check out Aspen. You may just have to check that.
Girl, the ticket's about to be $32. You might as well go.
Right. I don't know if I get on the airplane though. Like people,
yeah, you white knuckle on the airplane. It's a smaller it takes you a small airplane to get you to Aspen.
People breathing too close. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, so if I would say that I think there was like 20 people on our plane when we went.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really small plane. Like it's really small.
That sounds like the planes that
So,
come into Monroe, like where we are. Our planes are like, and we got to fly out to like Houston or Dallas or Atlanta in order to get to the bigger cities. So like,
yep.
it's like this big.
That's it right there. It's a little Greyhound shuttle bus.
Yep.
That's what
It's exactly what it feels like.
But it's worth it, though. I will say that it's so worth it.
So, do you partake in spirits and libations?
Yes.
What's your cocktail of choice, ma'am?
Oh, I got a choice. Okay. Um, there's a choice. Oh, all of them. I mean, no, I actually prefer tequila or rum, but I like rum straight from Jamaica. Like I like it at its highest proof.
Are you an Appleton lady?
No.
Kind of, sort of. No. Okay. I don't know. I've only been once, and I was like 16 when we went. So all I saw was people coming back with Appleton, and so it's like.
There's this Caldwell. There's a small family that has a spot. I think it's called Cardwell. I have to get there. They're the only rum that I really like.
Okay.
And it's a black owned brand, and I fell in love with it because you know how rum hits you real hard. They rum is smooth.
Really?
And it'll have you knocked out. It's smooth, like it goes down so easy. And so I ended up incorporating in different recipes and stuff like that with the sweets and stuff. So it actually is a great. I'll send you what the bottle looks like and where to get it from. It's
Yeah,
really
but I gotta find some of that then.
you will like it. You will like it a lot.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to look that up. Remember that Caldwell. Okay. So when you find yourself in a creative funk, what are some of the ways you like to kind of just pull yourself back out?
Child, it randomly me out of it. One of my kids will do something, or that man will do something, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write about this, and I usually write up a little paragraph or something that'll bring me back to where I need to go. Because you'll be some of the stuff that goes on. When you write it down and read it back, you have no choice but to laugh and get out of the funk that you're in, because it's like, this didn't even make no sense. And I do have mental health illnesses. I do. Like I suffer from depression, manic depression, and bipolar disorder, and I have PTSD and anxiety. And it's like, as much as I laugh and stuff like that, people like you know, there's some times where I will be slipping into a depressive state. Mm-hmm. And something that happened, I'm like, you know what, this don't make no sense. It'll be something so random, like one of the kids will run down the hall. I don't know what they're running for. Like, it'll be something so random that make you like, I'm slipping into depression, and here comes like somebody. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay,
what is this?
Get out of it. I'm good. What is it? Like, yeah, wait. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's like something to trigger me, and it'll bring me back. I'll see something on TV, or I'll read something. As you can tell in the background, I love to read. I'll read something that I've read before, and it'll bring me back. So it's like so random. I don't think that I could. It's I can't express it, but
there's no like ritual.
Random.
It's just
no, there's not
whatever
a ritual.
works.
It seemed like something knows that I need to be snapped out of it, because I'll say I don't want to go to this dark place. I don't want to go to this dark place, and lo and behold, one of these kids or that man will do something like. One time he asked me for something that was right in front of his face. And you know, you just can't get mad. You gotta be like, what? I'm looking dead at it. You don't ask me, it is right there, like right there. And it's like it just snaps me out of it. I don't want to give them credit, but I'm gonna give them credit. Like they bring me out of a lot of I'm still thinking about it, like, dude, it was right there, like literally right here. Where's such and such? Right here. Right.
You can't miss it. That's right there. Exactly what it is. Well, with that,
child,
we have come to the end of our interview. I am so honored that you came and spent this time with me this morning. But we need to tell the people how they can find you so that they can spend their money with you. So tell them where they can
Okay,
find
great.
Miss Chandra and all of your social media. What you got coming up? Like what's going on? Tell us.
I'm launching, well, I have Shop with Chan,
Mm-hmm.
which is a listing of all the people that I do. Like, I have a tendency to buy a lot of stuff. So after a while, after I buy a whole lot of stuff, I'm like, hey, I have purchased this amount of stuff. Do you have an affiliate program? Because I need to recoup some of the money
Some
that
of
I
that money I
spent,
spent.
and I gotta justify this for the tax people because I don't know what to do.
Right.
So I've launched Shop with Chan, which has six, I think it's six or seven brands that I'm affiliate person for.
Mm-hmm.
But I only become an affiliate for things that I patronize.
Okay.
So Shop with Chan is on Instagram and on there's a website that'll be launching but you can go to C Gore Consults on Instagram and
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, and Chandra Gore Consulting on Facebook, and Chandra Gore, which is my personal brand where I'm a speaker. I'm a personality all of my own.
Yes.
I moderate different panels and stuff. I'm an author as well, so I have books of poetry that more are coming out. I do have books on entrepreneurship. I have a trademark book that launches businesses and teaches people how to, just do the fundamental basics on how to structure their business and find out where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find that all on my website at chandragoreconsulting.com. And that's pretty much it. I think I've covered everybody. Oh yeah, and all my other peripheral businesses, SCM Productions, Genova Comedy Fest, the Urban Flight Foundation. There's a link to all of those on my website.
Well, make sure that you
I
send
hope
me the
that helps.
information so I can put it down on the post when
I will
we
do
air the
that.
episode, because we want people to find
Hmm.
you. But thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Thank you so much for
Oh, by
joining
the
me
way,
today.
thank you for having me. And I love F the Glitter
Thank
because I
you.
have a daughter who hates glitter. Yes. So
Love it. Love it.
yes, I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.